Is faster internet making us fatter? Well, according to a new study posted in the Journal of Economics and Human Biology called The Fattening Speed, how appropriate, the answer is yes. According to them, high-speed internet is actually fueling the obesity epidemic, at least in Australia. And we're going to jump into the paper and the results, but I wanted to find one term to avoid some confusion. They talk a lot about the NBN, that is the National Broadband Network, which is an Australian national wholesale open access data network. So when they talk about expanding the NBN or expanding broadband, that's what they're talking about. This article probably does the overall best summary, but basically it was a concern for the Australian Institute of Health because some 66% of Australian adults are obese. And what they wanted to do is determine if there was any relation between the internet and their obesity. And the key findings were that internet users gained access to high-speed internet through the NBN network, there was an associated increase in obesity rates. Specifically, a 1% increase in the NBN adoption rate leads to a 1.57 increase in body mass index, which is actually very big. I know it's like kind of like 1 in 1, but it's not 1 to 1. Most people's BMI is going to range from like 22 to maybe 35 to 40 if you're obese. So it's almost like a 2 or 3 to 1 scalar for each 1% increase in the broadband adoption rate leads to a greater than 1% increase in obesity, and this is correlated to lower levels of physical activity. But the science behind it is quite real. You might see some clickbait articles that sort of poke fun at large people or just sort of mean-spirited about this. But the reality of the paper is that increasing internet speeds and increasing broadband access actually causes us to become more sedentary and will over time increase the amount of weight that we gain. Like tons and tons of research. We don't have time for that here on social media. But yeah, broadband access, not good for your waistline apparently.